Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to The Stack. I'm Alex.
I'm Justin.
I'm Slouchy McGee.
And today we are going to be mixing it up a little bit. We're not going to be talking about current comic books. We're going to be talking about some of our favorite trade paperbacks, including Box Office Poison, Mouse Guard, and Starman. And we're going to answer one of your reader questions.
I thought we were trading paperbacks. I have some great Agatha Christie novels I wanted to swap with you guys.
I have some Robert Jordan stuff. Sad.
Sad but true.
Yeah.
First off, though, I want to say we got a little fan art of a little guy I like to call Squirrel Master.
Squirrel Master.
Check it out. Wow.
Yeah.
My heart is warm. Let me just say that.
This is great, actually, because I have fan art of myself crying with no sideburns, and now you have fan art of yourself as Squirrel Master, and Pete,
You have that...
what is it?
I don't have anything. Someone said I slouch, and other person said I touch my balls, so
Yeah.
I have
That's
that.
like
That's
fan
what keeps
art.
me warm at night.
That's verbal art right there.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the first trade paperback, you guys.
Let's do it.
This is my pick for favorite trade paperback. It's Box Office Poisons, the collection of the indie series by Alex Robinson, and I love it. It's it takes 20-somethings living in the East Village in New York, shows their lives and their loves, and all right, hold on. And it's great. It's a very cartoony style that Alex Robinson uses, but it's very, very true to life. It's very grounded, while still being based in a very cartoon world. One of my favorite things in the entire book is when characters will go on a first date, and there'll be that moment where a guy and a girl will sort of just brush hands accidentally. Alex Robinson draws it with a gigantic lightning bolt between their hands, which is exactly what it feels like. And I think that's what's great about the book to me is not only is it funny and enjoyable, but it actually depicts things how they actually feel.
Yeah, like I have horrible burns every time I go on a date.
Pretty much. I gain superpowers.
I completely agree with you. That's definitely what the book's all about. But for those reasons that you like it, that's why I don't enjoy it.
Because it's about feelings?
It's because it's about feelings. And it's
People
very
are
true to life, and it's very, but I love the way it's drawn. I do love that very much. But it's a little too real life. Like there's a girl peeing. Like she's sitting on a toilet talking to a guy.
I don't need to see that.
I
don't need to see that. All right.
This is a little...
Not in my comic books.
What?
Not in my comic books. We really didn't need to stop for that statement.
Not my comic books.
It's a little too graphic, and there's a lot of it's pretty graphic.
Though I will say, it's like East Village, maybe in like the late '80s, early '90s.
Yeah.
It's not like
It's like Reality Bites, the comic.
yeah, which is great. It's a generational time capsule.
It's awesome. Also, I know we're only supposed to talk about one, but if you do read Box Office Poison and you like it, Alex Robinson has also written another graphic novel, and a completely original one that's not a collection called Tricked, that's also totally awesome. It's very, very different, very interesting. You'd like it better because it's slightly less about feelings.
Oh, well, I
Yeah.
guess I
And
wish
he
I would have read that one.
It's about heartless emotional voids, which you love.
He also has, coming out in a couple of months from Top Shelf, Alex Robinson's Lower Regions, which is a dungeon-crawling fantasy adventure. So maybe you'll actually like that a lot.
I believe there are no words in it. It just follows like a Valkyrie-type girl who kills people like dragons.
That is correct, Justin.
I'm into it.
And for that, we're going to turn to Pete for his pick.
All right, my
Pete's
pick.
pick.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My pick is Mouse Guard. Big fan. The art is completely amazing. It's by David Petersen. It's just one of those really cool stories that I feel like stands the test of time. It's going to be
It just
great.
came out.
So no, but I mean, I feel like it's like years will go by and I can be able to pick it up and still enjoy it. It's not it's not about one specific date. It doesn't have like references to what's going on now.
It did take place in fall 1152.
Yeah,
which
so
is
that
a very
helps.
specific.
Yeah,
date.
but I just feel that it's great because it's really well drawn and it's mice and it's action, which is
You should have
crazy.
stopped us at its mice.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things where it's like little cute mice, but they're killing people, and it's
You
fun.
wouldn't expect that from mice.
No, especially
I
little
would.
furry, funny. Looking.
I don't trust him.
You've never trusted
I
mice.
just don't trust mice.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I gotta say, I'm not particularly crazy about Mouse Guard.
Oh God, this is
Yeah,
like
this
a
is like
tennis
this
match
is a
with you
war
two.
of the wills.
Yeah.
The art is great. I will agree with you. on that.
Unbelievable.
It's great art. Unbelievable's pushing it, but it's great art. It's
Come on, I mean, you can hang some of that stuff in the wall.
I think I almost agree with you in the sense that it's a good children's story. It's a good children's book that is in the form of a comic book. But I'm just not crazy about it. Not a lot happens every issue. It's
Beyond that, not a lot happens in this entire volume.
Oh,
Yeah,
come
like
on.
in the first-
What are you talking about? That's ridiculous. They go on a voyage. They attack the owl attacks them. I mean, there was a
an
crab
owl
battle.
attacks them, a crab attacks
Yeah.
them, a snake attacks them.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's like
Just
a zoology
That
textbook.
stuff
What
happening.
about the snake's feelings?
Yeah.
Oh my God, with the feelings.
True. We wanted a snake first date, if possible.
Oh,
That would have been great. And then like a lightning bolt
Yeah,
between the
that-
snake and the crab.
that's horrible.
Snake Zam. No.
Horrible.
I agree with both of you. I like the art on.
That doesn't seem possible, Justin.
Give me a moment, gentlemen. Give me a moment. I like the art in here a lot as well. It is very beautiful. You can hang some of it on your wall, but I don't think a lot happens. It's a lot like the Three Musketeers, which is a great book.
The book,
Yeah.
not the reimagining with fight choreography by Curry Young. Well, wow.
Wow. Wow.
It was recent. It was called The Musketeer. Go on.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Oliver Platt view.
Yeah.
No, that's not the one that I was.
Oliver
talking
Platt, Charlie Sheen,
Sheen.
and who's
about.
Athos?
Oh, I don't remember.
Guy played Robin.
Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, he's the D'Artagnan. The
Yes,
Athos
yes.
is 24 guy.
Oh,
Jack Bauer.
Yeah.
No, that's not his real name.
No, he's real, but I mean the actor
Jack
that,
Bauer,
that
right?
plays him in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
documentary
yeah.
called 24.
Yeah, that's a good documentary.
Anyway,
I think it's Keith Hernandez is the name I'm looking for.
definitely. They just released the next version of this, which is Winter 1152, very seasonal, and maybe something more happened then. It seems like they're moving around. The thing is, when you read Mice Templar after reading this, that's a very action-packed.
Yeah.
I didn't
story.
like Mice Templar as much as I enjoyed this.
It's weird. It's got mice in it.
Yeah, it does. But the art isn't as good. I mean, once you fall in love with a certain style, it's tough to switch over, I feel.
Yeah, you just don't feel that lightning bolt anymore. All right, when we come back, we are going to talk about Starman, and we are going to answer one of your viewer mails, so stay tuned.
Whoa!
Yes, we are.
Kiefer Sutherland.
All right, thanks.
Gets you.
It only took us 15 minutes to remember that. So we're going to move on with Justin's pick for favorite trade. Justin,
My pick is Starman. You can pick up any of the trades from the entire series. It's great. Start with the first one so that you know what's going on.
I say start with the fifth one.
That's a bold move. It's a great story. You have what's good about it is it uses the history of the DC universe, where you have Starman, James Robinson, Tony Harris, Wade Van Grauberger does the inking.
Ooh, you should say that up front.
Yeah, totally.
No,
Give
I mean,
him
you're right.
cred.
It's just
Anyway, so what happens is you have Ted Knight was the original Starman. Then his son inherits it, and then in the very first panel, very first couple pages, he's shot.
Yeah.
And then it falls to Jack, who's an unlikely hero. The first arc is all about him kind of finding his way, whether he wants to do it or not.
And he sells comics, which is pretty cool.
Which is a little, and then in the back, throughout the whole run of the series, in the back, in the letters page, it became a big forum where people would talk about collectibles they love. The stories were great. It's got a great arc throughout. It's one of those series where James Robinson knew where he wanted to go the whole time, which ends up being better storytelling. I love it.
Yeah,
I've always loved it.
great.
I will always love it. Wow.
It's one of those stories that really stands the test of time. It's like the opposite of Mouse Guard. So,
Oh.
Starman is great. It's a really, really excellent
It is.
series. My only problem with all of the trade collections, and this is actually a problem with how it's published more than the issues, all right,
This is
Justin?
better.
Is
I like this.
there one of the volumes is called Times Past, which I actually had to find by eBaying it rather
really?
than buying it in the store because it doesn't seem to be anywhere. These are individual issues that showed past things that happened, and they
Kind
were
of tangents from the regular series.
Exactly.
And they were
But they're-
interspersed throughout the whole.
but they're still important to the main story.
Definitely.
So when I finally got to that volume, there were some things that happened in later volumes because the Times Past story fit into the middle there. So it kind of ruined a couple of things for me.
Well, it's when Starman was being published, the single issues, it was back before people were really writing for trades, which I think is a pretty standard practice these days.
Right.
So I think they don't quite fit in that way, which I think ends up not writing for the single issues is more satisfying for me as a reader.
Yeah.
When people write for trades, it's like, oh, there's the 4 issues of the trade, and now they're starting over kind of.
Yeah.
But with that, like you're saying, it's hard to read in a trade fashion because you missed the whole thread. Also, running throughout the whole series was the Shades Journal, which took the place of the letters page a lot, and that was a great way to enrich the universe.
Hopefully, I don't know if this is true, and if anybody out there does know if this is going to happen, hopefully they'll release an absolute Starman at some point, and we'll get the collection happening the way it was supposed to be.
Yeah, that would be nice.
What'd you think of it?
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was, it really went on some crazy turns, especially when it was like that, the old guy, I think it was the Mist or whatever,
Mist, yeah.
where he was like forgetting all these things and had a weird conversation. I was like, all right, this joke is going on a little too long, but it's still the artwork and all the action.
And he's redeemed later in the series through all these events. Like, it's just a great... redeemed is just the only word. Could mean anything.
Anyway, Starman is a great series. You can definitely, even if you know nothing about the DC universe, you can pick up the first volume, get right into it.
You'll love it even if you don't know about stars or men or anything.
Yeah,
Put
and
it all together.
It's a lot like the movie with Jeff Goldblum. Okay, we're gonna get to one of your.
No, it's not. Don't
We're
believe
gonna get
it.
to one of your viewer mail now. So, all right, here is the viewer mail. Says, "Hey guys." A couple questions for you. All right, you guys ready for 2 questions? 1, I recently scouted and organized my 15-year collection and was amazed that I had nearly 2,000 comics and graphic novels. How many comics do you guys have in your personal collections? And then the second question was, what got you guys hooked on comics? Your origin stories, I guess. That's all for now. Thanks a lot. Thank you. And that was from Ken O. So thank you, Ken O.
Ken O.
So what are your answers to those questions?
How big are your collections, guys?
Mine's pretty. Yeah, but you have more trades than
You have
comics.
so many.
I do actually have a pretty huge trades collection because that's kind of how I got back into comics. Is sort of
You were in and then out for a while.
I was in,
Oh, yeah.
and then out.
I
just like repeating whatever anybody said previously.
I was in and then have always been in.
Yeah.
Never went out.
Buying these trades, I realized I don't really like trades as much as buying individual comics.
Same,
They're really
same way.
expensive, and plus when you're rereading it, the way it's bound, like the last page always ends up tearing out, and that's really upsetting to me.
Yeah, because you're like, I'm so excited.
No, but because you have to have it.
Pete angry with comic. What?
I have a couple of hundred trades, and in terms of comic books, I used to have around 2,000 comic books when I was younger, but I sold most of them.
What?
Sorry, guys. I
What did
saved
you
a couple
buy?
things that I really liked. You know, like Alpha Flight and Power Pack. Still got those.
Smart.
Yeah.
What did you use all
Sound
that money
investment.
for, though?
Candy, or I don't know.
Wow,
Nice.
you
What, I
sold
was-
your
I was
comics
like
for
12.
candy?
One vice for
I
another.
was 12 or
Oh,
something like
man,
that. In
that's
any case,
So you have a tiny collection.
the reason I
Origin
like
story.
trades better is because it's much easier for me to pull a trade out of the bookcase and read that than it is 6 comics out of the bag, one after the other.
True.
I agree with that.
I
But that's the
plan
only thing I'm going to give you.
I plan on reading my comics in my later years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other question was, what comics did we start with, right?
Well, first let's all answer that one. How many do you have in your collection?
I would say about 3,000.
Really?
Yeah.
I have like 8,000 comic books. Like,
Well,
over
that's because
the
you're a
years.
huge nerd.
Yeah. I thought I was, like they said 2,000 in the letter, I was like, we're going to hammer that. But you guys have the same, and I'm gross.
Yeah.
I'm a gross man.
Yeah, you're
Where do you keep them all?
At my home where my parents live.
Yeah, I
Oh,
keep it
in
in
your
my
parents'
parents'.
basement.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In
Cool.
a shrine. In like a
So what
shrine.
comics did you guys start with?
For me, the first comic was Felix the Cat. But the first that got me hooked was Eastman Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja
Oh,
Turtles.
yeah, you love that.
Yeah.
I remember I got an issue of the Avengers during Atlantis attacks in my stocking one Christmas, and game over from there on out. Also, a Web of Spider-Man right after he lost the cosmic powers. He was shooting into space.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah. For me, this is really totally embarrassing, you guys, but my first comic books were the comic books my father brought home for me when he'd, come home from work in the city, and he would bring me Alf comic books and Care
nice.
Bears comic books. So those were kind of my first books, but the ones that really got me hooked, I think, were New Mutants. And as soon as they got into
Come on,
the fall
Care
of the
Bears.
Mutants,
It was Care Bears.
Yeah.
It was Care Bears, and Care Bears is great. It's really well written.
Yeah.
The
Great
artwork is
arc.
bad.
Great arc.
Timeless book.
Real gritty shit. You know what I'm saying?
I heard
Hardcore.
Garth Edis is writing
Yeah.
Care Bears graphic
Yeah.
novel.
No, it's, man.
Yeah.
Pick that up.
Yeah.
Care Bear Stare War Journal.
Yeah. I love that issue where the
Care
Care
Bear
Bear
Countdown.
just burns his flesh off his face. Boom.
Yeah, that's great.
Melts his bones.
Thanks for making fun of my childhood. All right, if you guys have a question, you can write us at tips@pulpsecret.com or call 213-291-1883. You can also send a video response on YouTube or post your comments there, and we will answer your questions. So that's about it for this time.
You guys want to do a stack stare?
Stack stare
Keep sending that fan art.
of us.
Okay.
Bye, guys.